everyone, and welcome to another episode of Disqualified. I am Beltless Trevin, joined as always by our current main roster predictions champion, Caleb.
We want truth. We want truth.
Indeed we do. And our current NXT prediction champion, Zach, is behind the camera. And our editor-in-chief, Gordon, is also behind the camera.
I'm losing my butt. Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Hold up. This will make it feel better.
I'm confused.
I'm concerned and confused.
Can you say that again? Who do you want?
What?
Who do you want?
I said I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, motherfucker. Who do you want?
We want truth.
We want truth.
All right. Can you say that one more time?
We want truth.
We want truth. We want truth. We want truth.
Well, Gordon, you're going to have to edit this one.
No, we're a minute in.
That was perfect. All right, continue.
Anyways, we're here to talk about probably the better show this week because of what's happening with the main roster folk. NXT!
Yes. The one good thing we have in this company.
Yeah, prepare for a lot of people to hop on this show with all the greediness happening up on the main roster.
So, tonight, what we are going to see is the in-ring debut of one star, a debut of another big free agent, and a world title match. Not NXT. TNA.
Yeah.
Which makes it cooler, in my opinion.
Yeah!
But first, we get to the in-ring promo debut of one Laredo Kid.
Yes. So basically, the babyface side of the Fatal 4-Way, sans Ray Phoenix due to some flight difficulties, show up and basically announce why they want to win, and Ethan Page comes out and is like, look, I like having a title. I like defending a title. I didn't sign up for any of this.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Sainz signed up for all this, and sadly, he lost. He sucked. So believe me when I say I'm going to get you three out of the way, and then I'm going to move on, and then Shawn Legacy music hits.
Yeah. And he comes out and he says, you're just ducking me.
Yep.
But don't worry, I got you after this, whoever wins.
Yep. And he's like, Javon, we still got a little scuffle to figure out. Laredo, it'd be sick for the world wrestling scene if you won. To be fair. And then he looks at Ethan and he's like, to be fair, you're the only one I just don't want to win.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no one likes you.
And then Vanity Project, ever from Evolve, comes out.
Yep, because we know two of the Vanity Project members from one of our last reviews of Swipe Right. They're the tag team in this faction, and they're great. And the other member is here because spoiler alert, tonight as of recording actually on Evolve, it is Shawn Legacy versus, I forget the other dude's name. For the Evolve World Championship. Shawn Legacy probably winning it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But, this leads to an 8-man getting made after a big brawl ensues.
Yep. But wait, there are only 3 people on the babyface side.
Conveniently.
Dragon Lee was in the center.
Like, legitimately, Javon's like, don't worry, I got us.
Hey guys,
Dragon Lee walks in.
Why were you here?
Did you just come from catering? Yeah, why are you here? Second of all, why are you here in gear?
Yeah, it's
This
like...
is the opening segment. What?
What?
Do you travel in your gear?
I mean, I get the respect...
The trunks? And everything?
If I had the legs for it, yeah.
I mean, before Imperium broke up, Ludwig always wore his trunks just with a zip-up jacket.
I'd get on the plane with nothing but my title belt and my wrestling trunks with, like, whatever top over shirt I have. Like Randy Orton in a tank top.
He likes pork.
Anyways, we move on to our opening match, and it is the debut of new Chase U.
Oh, they get murdered.
Yeah, by none other than Dark State.
Once again, they didn't put my favorite member. Zaquan Sugar's in the match.
Yeah.
So
Bring back my sugar.
Uriah Connors gets murdered. Cal Dixon gets murdered.
It was Dark State. Someone was gonna get murdered.
I think Andre Chase was the only person that walked away.
Yeah, because
Relatively unharmed.
he wasn't in the match. But it's Dark State. They're gonna be chaos.
So it was a 3-man tag. Did he not tag in at all?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's a 6-man tag.
Oh, so
What?
I can't recall if he actually was in the match.
yeah.
Oh.
I mean, to be fair, Dark State is tactical enough where they probably tried not to get the most experienced person in there.
But yeah, Dark State picking up the win very easily.
Yes. And now,
A very weird beginning to a good match.
yes. So we have Miles Bourne versus Charlie Dempsey in a rounds match. And a reminder of the stipulation that if Miles wins, he gets to pick whether he leaves NQCC or not.
And stipulation for those who don't know what a rounds match is. Basically, it's 2 out of 3 falls, but you have a 5-minute round. And
Yep.
in between that, you get like a 10-second rest. So first to pick up 2 wins.
Yes.
And if not, sudden death. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yes.
You should know what sudden death is.
Yeah, basically, if you pick up a win and all 3 rounds go by, you're good. If you pick up 2 pinfalls, you're good. If it's either 0-0 or 1-1 by the end of the 3rd round, sudden death.
Yeah. And the reason why it's very weird, we see Javion Heights walking with his tag partner, Miles Bourne. He's his corner man. Ren Sinclair is in the corner of Charlie Dempsey. And they meet up at Gorilla and walk out together. Interesting.
There's still technically a faction.
I didn't mind it, but I think this is the first time I've ever seen that happen.
Yeah.
Like specifically in the singles, because I think maybe...
Faction fight.
Yeah, and Miles picks up the first round
Yep.
just at 6 seconds left by roll up.
Yep.
Charlie gets the second win via low blow and then ref stoppage for a second. Did you forget your earbuds? Earning bud.
Dude, I was just trying to look up the analytics. I apologize.
And then, ref gives Miles some time to recover. And then as soon as he recovers, roll up 1, 2, 3.
Yep. So it's 1-1 going into the 3rd round. And, we all saw this coming. In the 3rd round, Miles gets his second win. And reminder, his finisher is a drop kick. It's not as showboaty as people think, but yeah, but drop kick for the 1, 2, 3. And he wins the 3rd round, getting his second pinfall for the victory.
That can't be his finisher.
It's his finisher.
I just think that finished the match.
No, on his official character, dropkick is listed as one of his finishers.
What the fuck? No, that... A drop kick. Okay.
Yep. But he picks up and he's like, you know what, Charlie? You helped me get to this position as one of my fellow faction mates. I'm gonna be a big person and shake your hand. Charlie doesn't accept it.
Nope. And what is the future of NQCC? We shall see next week on NXT.
Yes.
Hopefully.
But speaking of factions breaking up.
Yeah, really weird segment. So the calling, Sean Spears, Nico Vance, and Brooks Jensen are just chilling.
Chilling backstage, and all of a sudden, Brooks gets share-shotted.
By Izzy Dame.
Yep.
And she says, he wasn't committed to the cause. Those who aren't committed to the cause must be rooted out.
And Sean Spears and Nico are like,
Is it because of his gear? Because if it's because of his gear, I fully understand. I don't understand what they're doing with them. Is he going to team back up with Josh Briggs?
I don't know. Literally, this was out of nowhere. Everyone online is confused.
I am confusion.
Yeah. But we see the NXT debut of your LFG winner on the women's side of that show.
Olympic gold medalist, Tyra May Steele.
And her debut match is against none other than Miss NXT, Ariana Grace.
Over on TNA, she is the NXT liaison. And Tyra May Steele just whips Ariana Grace's ass. Like it's a squash. It's a squash match. You know, pretty predictable and pretty good.
Yeah.
Tyra May Steele can go.
But now we just saw one person enter the women's division. It's time to address the rest of the division.
So your new champion, JC James.
Yep, with the rest of Fatal Influence come out. JC says the fans are stupid, the fans are fickle. Like, you all thought I couldn't do it, and then I did it, and the look on y'all's faces was payment in itself. And now it's time for the entire women's division to be like, cool, you're going to be a transitional champ.
Lainey Gray comes out from the crowd.
Yep.
Getting a chant. She steps up first, and then here comes
Lola, Jordan Grace, Jada Parker,
Kalani,
Lash Legend,
and the biggest, the newest signing.
the lights go out, and NXT just got a lot more glamorous.
Mariah May makes her debut.
JC ain't holding that title.
JC ain't holding that title. This is so quickly becoming Mariah May's division. They are choosing a new name because they did not say her name.
Yes.
And the funny thing is there's no legal issues with the name. I don't know why they wouldn't want to use the name and the popularity off that name.
Yeah.
But she makes her debut. She says she's here to stake her claim and that the NXT women's division just got a lot more glamorous. Segment ends. This was a surprise. I thought you saved this for Evolution.
Yes. Save this for Evolution. Maybe, JC gets one win, and then she debuts to be like, yeah, that was your one win. But now people are doubting if JC's even going to get a win.
I am loving how they're introducing AEW stars in NXT, though. Just out of nowhere. They're just like, we're here now.
Like, I remember Stephanie's debut of, it was the, press conference / contract signing for Julia's match against Roxanne. And then all of a sudden, we get, new audio coming in. Then the Jumbotron turns on.
Well, they also had her do a dark match in Mexico right beforehand, too. So I think she did, 2 dark matches in Mexico against Isla Dawn. And then debuts out of nowhere and was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then Ricky Saints debut, literally coming back from a commercial break.
Yep.
He debuts.
He's like, yeah.
The moment ends and we go back to another commercial break. That was the whole segment.
Yep.
And it was dope. And now the Mariah May one, where the lights went out and we're like,
Huh?
And then I sat up. I was like, no.
And then...
No way. Light popped up. I saw her. I was like, oh!
Yeah. This week has been...
a roller coaster.
Yes. But...
We want truth, though.
We want truth. NXT is chill though.
NXT is chill.
Personally, I want Carlito.
I also want Carlito.
I also want Carlito.
He's responsible for the best DDT we've seen in recent memory. That was not a spear. That was a DDT. He said.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, he got murdered twice
Yeah.
in like a week.
Yeah. But I was gonna say speaking of murders, but no, this was honestly a real good equal match. Babyface Hodgepodge, including which is the team of
Shawn Legacy, Javon Evans, Laredo Kid, and Dragon Lee.
For some reason, that fourth man. Versus
Ethan Page in the Vanity Project, which consists of Swipe Right, which is Brad Baylor, and forget his name, and Mysterious Third Man.
I guess I'm googling these guys' names.
I forget their names.
Hang on.
I don't really catch Evolve,
Either do I.
mainly because we're recording when it happens. We definitely are tonight, that's for sure. What are
Okay, it is comprised of Brad Baylor, Ricky Smokes, and Jackson Drake.
Jackson Drake and Ricky Smokes. What are these names, people? What are these names?
Ricky Smokes and Jasmine Drakes.
You just said the second name wrong.
Enough said.
Enough said.
Yes.
Yeah, enough said about this match, though. It cooked. It was a decent match.
It did cook. Like, we got to see both what Shawn Legacy and Swipe Right could do prior to this match. And I get that they are trying to promote Evolve with these sort of crossover themes. And one of Ava's assistants is the GM over there. They call her the Prime Minister over there.
Oh, yeah. Wait, yeah. As soon as we finish this match, there's a segment we forgot.
Yeah. But until, like, the crossover gets more stakes, like it's almost a Raw and SmackDown crossover level of stakeage, we're not interested quite yet.
So, the segment we've missed was after Mariah May's debut. We cut to the back where it is Stevie Turner, the GM over at Evolve, or as they call her, the Prime Minister, and everyone else in the women's division, including the new Women's Evolve champion, the first ever Women's Evolve champion, at least for WWE's banner, Kelly Armstrong. And she says, look, all those women stepping up to JC inspires me. And I want to know who's going to step up to me tomorrow. And everyone just looks at each other. End segment. Then we get to this match.
Yes.
And the babyface Hodgepodge wins.
Yeah. And now we get a very interesting segment of Oba makes a match.
Signing a contract with Jasper Troy for next week?
I believe so. But it's basically like Ava's not even there, her two assistants are there, and he's like, did Ava make the contract? And they're like, yep. Like, not even looking at them, just continually making eye contact with Jasper. Like, Jasper and Oba never broke eye contact. Like, I'm not even sure they blinked.
It's going to be a good match.
Yes.
This is for the NXT Championship.
Yes.
I
don't
think Jasper's winning it.
I don't think so, but mate, is this a good opening push? Because the line and bar he dropped of, this is the first time you've had to look up at someone, isn't it? Was just like, oh.
I could see him winning because I think relatively right after Money in the Bank is when they might announce draft.
Mm-hmm.
Or they might announce the draft at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I think this might be a way to get Oba in to the main roster.
Yeah, but...
Which would suck because I do not want Oba touching the main roster, especially right now. Not because he's bad, not because he's not ready.
We don't want
I just don't trust Triple H with booking him.
No.
I just don't. I don't trust Triple H with booking a lot of people right now. Shawn Michaels, Chef Michaels, Sorry, I misspoke. Chef Michaels, Booker of the Year. Now, we get the second appearance of a forbidden title on our screens.
Apparently, it's allowed on NXT for some reason, but your women's speed champion and your women's North American champion, along with her tag partner, Zaruka, consisting of Zarya and Solruka, approach a crying on a
Equipment
box Tatum Paxley, and they're like, "Hey Tatum, you okay?"
You want friends? We can be friends. And Izzy Dame intercepts them and says, she doesn't need friends. Friends are fake. They're fickle. They come and go. You need to purge the fake friends. And
that's language Tatum knows.
That's language Tatum knows, and
spooky.
I don't want her in the tag team with Izzy Dame.
No.
I don't want her in the tag team with Izzy Dame.
Keep her in the singles circuit.
She's too good of a singles competitor to put her in the tag circuit.
She's too good in general. Give us more Tatum screen time.
Please. We want Tatum, but also...
we want truth.
As they chanted throughout the night, we want truth. Next, we get a very weird backstage promo.
Yeah. So Luca approaches Tony saying that he's trying to get the family back together, and he made a match against the newly developed High Rise. And Tony's like, I didn't give you permission to make a match.
And he's like, and why are you making a match? Why are we trying to make this thing happen again?
Yeah, and Luca's like, look, I'm trying to piece together some pieces, but look, the reason why I made this match basically is to answer the question of, are we even a family anymore?
And it's end segment pretty much. Like,
yep.
I don't think there was a line said past, are we a family anymore? They just stared at each other.
Yeah.
Next, we get our main event of the evening.
It is for
the TNA World Championship. Trick Williams, your TNA World Champion.
Hollywood Trick-and-A.
Takes on Mike Santana. And oh boy, let these men cook. Give us another match. Santana's gear finally hit me with what it reminds me of. This is way before your time. I think the only person in this room that would know what I'm talking about is Gordon. It reminds me of JTG's gear. Because JTG was a part of Crime Time, and he would wear pants, but he would have his left leg pulled up and then a bandana tied around his knee pad. And it made a very interesting look, and Santana does it, sands the bandana on the knee pad. I think it just stops there. But this match cooked.
Yeah. These two were going at each other's throats, basically. Little thing is that Elias is in the audience, as he does have a match against the winner of this match on Friday. And yeah, no, this match cooked. Both these men pulled out everything out of their bag, and
it was like, I hit my finisher, you hit your finisher, everyone's kicking out.
Yep.
It is like very classic, like who is going to win these two equally paced opponents.
Yes. Santana hits one more big move, and you think it's for the 1-2.
Pulled out by AJ Francis and KC Navarro.
Not quite. Not the spite I'm talking about.
Oh.
Because he doesn't get pulled out from a pin.
Oh, Trick.
Yeah. Yep. By one finger, he touches the ropes.
That was a cool spot.
Yes. But
and then Santana goes to spin the block.
Yes. Trick escapes the ring, and he decides, I'm gonna try to pull, a Randy against Cena. I'm gonna try to retain through DQ. So he grabs Elijah's guitar, smashes it on the steel steps,
and tries to get Elijah to attack him.
Yep, the ref gets in between them, being like, no, Trick, I know what you're doing. Elijah, get back to the audience. And that is when Mike gets pulled out by none other
than First Class, AJ Francis, and Casey Navarro over on TNA. And now, one of those people you might recognize. AJ Francis was top dollar in WWE. Cool to see him back.
Yep, they choke slam him onto the announce table, then push him back for
a trick shot.
For the 1, 2, 3.
And Trick retains.
Run it back.
The T and TNA stands for Trick. Trick and A.
Yep, and it looks like we're getting our first NXT alliance since Trick and Joe were buddies against Ethan, and also since Wendy Chu and Rosemary.
Yep. Also, you're forgetting the Rascals.
Oh yeah,
came back for a little bit.
Yeah,
but that is it for this episode of NXT. You know, if you caught a Raw review in the beginning,
you know this was a dark week.
You know it was a bad week. We also said that the feelings that we feel towards the decisions they made contractually with a few superstars is stupid. And it kind of is scummy, but the one bright spot that this company has that I'm glad is like not being touched really is NXT.
Yep.
And it's the one bright spot that has always been there for WWE.
Yep. Prepare to enter COVID era part 2 of NXT being the good show.
Yep. But I can't wait for it. It's already the good show in my opinion. NXT is the A show, and if I had to rank them correctly, it would be SmackDown, maybe C, Raw B, depending on the week. Because sometimes, and it's very rare, sometimes SmackDown is better than Raw. But that has been it from us here at Disqualified. I am your 2-time main roster prediction champion, Caleb. That is Beltless Trevin. The belt you see here is the NXT Prediction Championship that is being defended this weekend.
Yeah, along with your belt.
Yeah, along with my belt by our producer, Zach.
The NXT belt is on the line for the Worlds Collide card. That belt is on the line for the Money in the Bank card.
And behind the camera, you heard him with making us do a short in the middle of the intro and him playing audio in the middle of the episode. That's our editor-in-chief, Gordon.
I like pork.
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell 3 times so you know the match is over. Thank you for watching, and we want Trick.
Truth.